Welcome everybody to Edinburgh, the beautiful Scottish capital at its best in the summer. The festival in full swing and the city full of energy. And here at Tynecastle there is excitement in the air as battle commences for a place in the Europa League. Liverpool Football Club, it's synonymous with European success. But times have changed. Even the return of the prodigal son couldn't bring back the glory days.
Liverpool's season is a puzzle. Overdue success. Wembley woe this evening.
So a new challenge for a new manager. The Reds' hopes rest on his shoulders.
Suarez has gone on and on. That's a fabulous goal.
But will it herald a new era in Europe for Liverpool? Hearts stand in their way. The Scottish Cup holders defeated their nearest rivals in an historic Edinburgh derby. Now more history is waiting to be written. A first ever English scalp is up for grabs. It is the Europa League playoff first leg. Hearts against Liverpool, live here on ITV4 and kick-off in under 45 minutes. Hearts hit the heights at Hampden last spring, but all changed since. A time of opportunity under new management perhaps, and a new and very exciting group of youngsters beginning already to make their mark in this new season. As for the visitors, Brendan Rodgers has arrived, by no means with a full strength complement. Andy Carroll will not feature this evening. One or two of the veterans have arrived, but for the likes of Adam and so on, the opportunity really to force the manager's hand a little bit. And joining us on ITV4 this evening, a couple of men who know exactly what it takes to win trophies in Europe. Robbie Fowler, 369 games, 183 goals for Liverpool, and famously part of the 2001 UEFA Cup winning team as Liverpool saw off Alaves. And what about this memory for Scottish football? Alec McLeish, very much part of the last Scottish club triumph. The European Cup Winners' Cup lifted with Aberdeen under the guidance of Sir Alex Ferguson in 1983. So, gentlemen, great to have your company here at Tynecastle this evening.
Thank you.
Robbie, it was an exceptional year in less than ideal circumstances for Liverpool. No European football last season. So what does it mean for Liverpool to be in Europe again?
I think it's fantastic. I think Liverpool as a club, have always been, based in Europe to say, they've always done well in the leagues and they've always qualified. I mean, obviously they want to qualify for the Champions League, but the UEFA Cup, or the Europa League now as it's called.
Well, you won it 3 times when it was the UEFA Cup.
I think it's a fantastic tournament, and obviously with winning it, you realise how much it means, obviously as a player, who've actually played in finals and won it, because it is an unbelievable trophy to win.
And from your point of view, sir, as part of the last club side to do it for Scotland, the likes of Hearts right now, Alex, is this a moment of opportunity?
As regards the Europa League, I think it's just fantastic for Hearts to be at this level and playing against the mighty Liverpool tonight, although maybe not Liverpool's strongest side on paper. But in saying that, Hearts had a tough lesson last season against Spurs. But they've got a wee bit of experience now, and with a full house tonight, maybe they can give Liverpool some problems. But
what you fellas pulled off all those years ago, it should be an inspiration, shouldn't it? And later on the show, we will talk about the bigger picture for Scotland.
Yeah, it was a long time ago, but the good thing about Scotland regarding the bigger picture is that a lot of players are now plying their trade in the Premier League, which augurs well for the national boss, Craig Levein. But I think it's also an ample opportunity for a lot of the lads to show Craig what they can do tonight.
More from Alex and Robbie as we go here this evening at Tynecastle. Let's confirm the team news for you now. And it's Jim Beglin alongside Ned Balting.
Yeah, Paul, and we're just a few yards down the touchline from you, Jim, and myself. Thoroughly enjoying watching this old ground fill up. Jim, it's a tremendous place, and if Liverpool fans are feeling a bit ambiguous about this fixture, that's certainly not the case with the Heart of Midlothian tonight, is it?
No, I just sense since arrival that there's a real determination to kind of right the wrongs of last season. Of course, the Spurs visit when everything went really badly wrong very early in the game. So I think there's a real sense of commitment and determination to put that right, and for a start like that not to happen again.
Absolutely. Well, let's have a look at the 22 men who take to the pitch tonight, starting with Heart of Midlothian. Well, they don't have a great deal of options at their disposal. Young Jamie McDonald, who became a dad just yesterday, he's the goalkeeper. Marius Zaliukas, their skipper, he passed a late fitness test. John Sutton, Chris's brother, he is their leading goal scorer so far in the season with just 2. And David Templeton, their winger, significantly returns after a 2-game suspension. And Liverpool, well, a hatful of changes as expected for them, but most eye-catchingly of all, as we look at that team sheet, the absence of Andy Carroll. Jim, no Andy Carroll, but Raheem Sterling takes his place. What do you know of him and how much do you like him?
Well, I've watched him play a few times now, and I saw him recently against Bayer Leverkusen. Plays from the left-hand side, very nippy, tricky little winger, but loves to cut in on his right foot, and he did that day and produced a wonderful goal. Liverpool probably need more in the wide areas, and he's only 17, but he's shown great promise.
Yeah, I mean, Andy Carroll in himself, and it's a hamstring injury we're led to believe that keeps him out tonight, is a one-man transfer saga. But that doesn't end there, does it? There's talk about Clint Dempsey. Is he the kind of player that would fit into this Liverpool team, should he come?
Yeah, I think so. I think to suit the style that Brendan Rodgers is looking for, I think you need more mobile characters, and I think that's why Andy Carroll doesn't seem to fit the bill. But you must remember tonight, the likes of Charlie Adam, there's been talk of him going. Whether he's in the shop window or whether he's trying to impress his manager, Charlie Adam has a big game to play tonight, and quite a few of them do. It's a very young Liverpool side, and I think they're going to get a much stiffer test from Hearts this time.
OK, Jim, thanks for now, and we'll get you up in the commentary box and do your proper job, yeah?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks.
Robbie, your thoughts on the Liverpool lineup, the ones who do start?
Yeah, well, obviously they're missing, all the main players, Steve and Luis Suarez. But I mean, the team he's got there I think it's a fantastic team. Raheem Sterling, as Jim said, he's a very exciting player. I think a lot of the Liverpool fans are looking forward to seeing him play and playing a little bit more. So he's definitely one to watch. Henderson will probably play on the left. Charlie Adam, John Joe Shelby. I'm not sure whether they might mix, to be honest. And obviously Shelby might play a little bit forward, but it is an attacking lineup that he's got. And obviously Jim was telling about Dempsey, and obviously Brendan wants as many players in the squad as he can get. So
awful lot of changes.
Yeah,
even compared to the weekend, that all went wrong in the Premier League.
Yeah, but I don't think that result was as bad as what he played. I think I think he started off the game very well, and it was a bit of a it was a bit of the wrong scoreline. We obviously didn't want to see.
Was this Brendan Rodgers thinking about how he'd want to start the season?
Well, obviously,
or was it just an experiment at this stage?
No, I mean, I think he wants to play that lineup, and I think obviously the players he's brought are suited that lineup. But I mean, on the day of the game, he just never performed. First half, okay, they'd done all right, 3-0, but I think it was a bit of a fluke scoreline, getting the man sent off as well. But I mean, I don't think it was ever a 3-0 game. Liverpool dominated, I thought, the first half, and obviously missed a few chances in Luis Suarez. So.
Alex, of Andy Carroll, not involved tonight, not wrist, we understand, slight knee problem, we understand it to be. Brendan Rodgers said he would be a fool. He actually said it would be nuts to let him go back to Newcastle. Is that the same thing as saying you are a part of my long-term plan at Liverpool?
Well, I think the way I read it, Paul, was that in terms of him saying it would be nuts, was I think the price that Newcastle wanted to pay for Andy. They absolutely 35 million last year I think they paid for him, and now they look to try and nick him for about 10 million, 15 million, which is just out of the question as far as Brendan Rodgers, because he's going to want to strengthen his team if Andy Carroll goes, and he'll need that money as much as Newcastle do.
Were there signs toward the back end of last season that he was becoming a force?
Yeah, I know. I thought he'd be a great option for Brendan, regardless of what system Brendan plays, but it smacks of Brendan maybe having to raise the money to get the players precisely who he wants to be in this team, to play the out-and-out passing game that he did so well at Swansea last season.
Will he be there when the transfer window closes?
$1 million question, isn't it? I mean, just to go back to what you were saying...
You're the $1 million man.
Just to what you were saying before about, you know, the way he played last year. I mean, when he first came, I mean, he never had a great start, and I think he would put his hands up himself. But towards the end of the season, he played like a player, you know, like a good old-fashioned centre forward, and I think that's what Liverpool wanted him for. Whether he suits Brendan's style, I don't know. But you know, in terms of you know, will he go or you know, will he stay? I think you know, we as a club need as many players as we can, because we're not a squad, you know, blessed with a great deal of players, so we need as many players as we can.
Barini comes in. Is it a risky transfer? I think it's only fair to say he found it very hard going against West Bromwich Albion at the weekend.
Yeah. Well, again, he's got to find his feet at Liverpool. It's maybe a little bit different playing for Swansea. I know that Barini went to Chelsea to start with, but playing for Swansea as opposed to playing for a giant club like Liverpool, and there's often a lot of pressure on boys that come to these clubs, and they can sometimes struggle. But Brendan's got great trust in him, and you got to give Brendan the benefit of the doubt.
And Robbie, I think for all Liverpool supporters, a moment they've been waiting for. Raheem Sterling stepping into the real limelight for the first time here tonight. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, he's been exceptional last year. You know, obviously he's still a young lad, but I mean, he's dynamic. He's plenty of pace, and you know, he's one of them sort of old-fashioned wingers who can go at players and beat them. And I think you know, we've not really seen so much of it in the Premier League, you know, with any players. And Raheem's, you know, obviously fresh, and I mean, he will cause a few defences a few problems this year, because he's an exciting lad.
Gentlemen, thank you both very much indeed for the moment. It's a spectacular time of the year always in Edinburgh, and this is the most spectacular seat anywhere in the capital, Arthur's Seat, looking down over the great citadels of the city and, of course, into Tynecastle itself. Now, I'm not sure they can quite see everything that will happen here tonight, but it is an incredible view. Nearly as good as the view for everybody else on ITV4 tonight. Hearts Liverpool live from Tynecastle. The state of Scottish football next.
Une annonce importante de Stella Artois.
Good evening, mesdames et messieurs. I'm here tonight to talk about apples. This is a hand-picked apple. This a harvested one. Hand-picked, harvested. Hand-picked, harvested. Can you tell the difference? Well, cider drinkers can. C'est cidre, not cider, from Stella Artois. Bonsoir.
This is Judge Dredd. I am the law. Mega City 1. 800 million people living in the ruin of the old world. Only one thing fighting for order in the chaos. Judges. Yeah. Dredd 3D.
It must be something psychological. It may be something very physical that makes me feel the way I do whenever I'm in touch with you. Just let me get my hands on you, and then I want somebody new. With me it's psychological.
Unleash the chaos. New links attract for him
and for her.
When you defy convention, throw away what already exists, then you can make a breakthrough. Introducing SkyActiv technology, efficiency and performance together at last. Now, in the all-new Mazda CX-5.
Last time on Red or Black.
You did it! £500,000!
But now, the game has been reset.
This is not about luck, it's about tactics.
Are you nervous or what?
It's game on, isn't it?
Red or Black, Saturday at 7.
Been there, seen it, done it in Europe over the decades, and Liverpool believe they are back where they belong at the start of what they hope will be a campaign to remember. The Europa League, live on ITV4, and we are at Tynecastle. A tumultuous summer for Scottish football. Rangers resigned to the 3rd division in Scottish football. But here's Ned Bolting again on what it means for life here in Edinburgh.
Once a year, it's not Glasgow that takes centre stage. The Edinburgh Festival brings with it the usual cavalcade of inveterate show-offs, culture vultures, bemused tourists and thrill-seekers. Not that Scottish football itself hasn't provided enough drama, intrigue and entertainment over the last 6 months. Rangers, from league titles to litigation to Peterhead, all in the space of just a few months. Half of the old firm is unravelling and threatened to drag the game north of the border down to the very bottom with it. But where there's bust, there's always the potential for boom. Scottish football's perennial problem child, Hearts, despite their continuing financial woe, at least now have a shiny new trophy in the cabinet and the chance of more to come. So I'm a bit confused. Is the glass half full or is it nearly drained?
First of all, it was a hugely successful season last season for Hearts winning the Scottish Cup. And the difficulty that they have now after that is the expectation levels. The reality, of course, is that Hearts have lost 7 or 8 hugely important players. They've scaled back enormously. Their new sort of way forward for Hearts is to develop and produce their own young players, and I think there could be a tough couple of years ahead.
Now the kind of seismic earthquake of Rangers and everything that happened over the summer has died down. What does it mean for you as the Scotland manager?
There's young players going to get an opportunity, and also the fact that a lot of the Rangers players who were there last season have now gone down to ply the trade in the Premiership should help me in the short term. You know, it's been a mess. I just pray that you know, we can get everything can settle down and we can move the game forward in Scotland.
Well, Alec, we're not sure if it's the polite thing to take pleasure in others' misfortunes or not, but in the bigger scheme of things, how can it be the same without Rangers?
Well, it's just surreal. It's absolutely surreal to think that Rangers are out of the top flight and in the 3rd division. But it is a fact, and the Rangers, we have to go on with it. And you know, hopefully in 2 or 3 years, Rangers are back where they belong. But at the same time, if Scottish football feels the impact of it over this next season financially, it could be quicker than that.
Is that likely?
Well, it's been suggested. I mean, I would think that a sanction's a sanction, and they have to do it the way that it's been put down in writing.
What does it do for the other clubs? Does it open the opportunity? We talked about Aberdeen's, the new firm of the 1980s, yourselves and Dundee United in that era. The Motherwells, the Dundee Uniteds again now.
They're not as strong as we were in those days, definitely not, but at the same time it must give teams hope of chasing Celtic. Celtic haven't had it easy in the first 2 opening games, and I think that they'll find it tough, you know, for certainly at this part of the season.
Robbie, Celtic last night, they gave Scottish football, generally speaking, a great shot in the arm. They look favourites to get to the group stage of the Champions League.
Got 1 foot in the door, and I think it was a massive result. With obviously Rangers leaving the SPL, and you know, Celtic have got to try and do as well as they can, because I think the league is a foregone conclusion. I think they're going to win that. So they obviously want to try and get monies from the Champions League. And you know, 2-0 win. You know, they didn't play great, Celtic, but I think in these games it's all about results. And you know,
it's 2-0 enough?
I think so. I mean, Helsingborg played very well. A lot of possession, missed a few chances, but you know, you've got to give Celtic credit because they come away with a very good win.
To Hearts here. See, you're so popular here, even here. The ex-Hibernian manager, and everybody's saying hello to you.
Yeah, I know, that's unusual.
It was a revolving door. It still is a revolving door. Being the manager here at Tynecastle, they've gone through more managers than most. Can't be healthy, surely.
Well, you never feel it's healthy when clubs don't have the stability. You know, there you see the amount of managers there. George Burley was going along nicely, and then he lost his job. And this is the craziness of football. You know, when sometimes even when the managers have done well here, they've lost the job. And I hope that John McGlynn gets a good crack at it.
Robbie, how does it affect players? And you know, you've had more stability at Liverpool, but it's not been a clear run for any manager in recent times.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's obviously not great for players. You know, a player comes in and you know changes the manager every season. It's not ideal because you know, every manager wants to play different ways. So we know what football's like now. You know, obviously chairman, owners come in and he wants success straight away, but I mean, let's be realistic. You know, sometimes you can't do that, and you have got to we go with what you've got for a while and see how it goes.
Are players hardened to that?
I think realistic to know that it happens. So it's I think it's just the way football is in a minute. But I think owners, chairman now have got to be a little bit more sensible and let's build for a few years and see where we go. And if it's not working after 3-4 years, maybe even less, then let's look elsewhere.
Alec, for Hearts, what an end to last season. Indeed, the reason that they are here in this Europa League playoff, seeing off Hibs in this fashion, in this historic All-Edinburgh meeting at Hampden in the Cup final.
Yeah, they had a phenomenal Cup final. OK, they were helped a little bit by the sending off at the start of the second half, and it allowed them to really open up Hibs. But they've lost a lot of these players, Paul, and now they've had to rebuild again, and they've got a couple of entertainers tonight in Tahoe and Templeton, and maybe these guys will give Liverpool some problems.
Never have to buy a drink again in this town, will they, after this win?
No, these guys are heroes, and everybody will remember the name of that team forevermore. Every Hearts fan, that is.
I guess
I'm glad you said that.
I guess we should also point out, in strict fairness, Hibs actually have drawn a game this season with Hearts.
Yes, they have, and it was a good opening game for Hibs, considering the pounding they took in the Cup final, and they had to restore a little bit of pride, and I think it was a good Edinburgh derby.
And their skipper, Jalukas, was a doubt. He did feature against Hibs, of course, at the weekend, but he's fit tonight also, and I know he wouldn't want to miss. How important is he? He's
very important for this Hearts team. He's been here a number of years now. He has shown the experience that he has. He was a giant in the Cup final, and it's very important to go against Liverpool's experience. Well, I'm saying experienced players. With Liverpool have got quite a young team out here tonight, but I'm saying against top international players.
And the new man in charge here at Tynecastle for this season is a man who has served a long apprenticeship, John McGlynn. He's with Ned Bolton.
Well, John, a big night for Heart of Midlothian. There's a great sense of anticipation around the ground and the club tonight.
Very much so, yeah. We've been looking forward to it since the draw. It's a massive night, full house here, great atmosphere. It's great to play a team of Liverpool stature. They're a massive football club, great history. So we're delighted to be on this kind of stage. You'll
be pleased that your skipper's passed his late fitness test as well.
Very much so. Morris is a big part of our plans, yeah. And he got a knock on Saturday, went off. Looked like he would be struggling, but he's passed the late fitness test, so he starts the game, and hopefully he'll play a big part.
And your young goalkeeper he became a dad yesterday. Is his head going to be in the right place, Jamie McDonald?
Yeah, well, hopefully he is, yeah. I mean, it's not an ideal situation, but, at least he's got it off his mind now, so I'm sure he's hyper anyway, so he'll be, hopefully he's flying tonight,
Good luck tonight, John.
Thank you.
Yes, as incentives go, that is hard to beat. Next, we turn our attention to the new man in charge at Anfield. Hearts against Liverpool here on ITV4. Brendan Rodgers next.
Life happens in moments. And moments don't care what time it is, or who's going to be there, or whether it's a good idea or not, or even if you're ready for it. Because moments can happen at any time, with anyone, anywhere. The only thing that moments do care about is that you show up and make them happen.
I'd like to welcome you all to the Neighborhood Watch.
Great to meet you.
Good to meet you.
British?
I am, and you're American.
This August, Protecting the Hood just got real.
Let's roll.
Have to pee.
Oh my God, we're going.
Stop it. Make it happen. Stop it. Make it happen. Ooh. Killing it.
The Watch.
The perfect hotwire getaway. Shop till you drop. Relax by the pool at a 4-star hotel for a 2-star price from Hotwire.com. When hotels have unsold rooms, they use Hotwire to fill them, so you get them at incredible prices, backed by our low price guarantee. Like 4 stars in London. Our standard rate $127. Hotwire hot rate just £75. Hotwire.com. 4-star hotels, 2-star prices.
HOTWIRE, Hotwire.com.
The new Audi A6 Bi-Turbo. Technology that can make 2,000 decisions in a...
Comet customer
Rachel
has just 10 seconds to tell you our latest lowest prices.
A Beko large load 7kg washer now under £200. A Beko energy efficient fridge freezer also under £200. Save 10% on every single TV over £500.
The bargains keep on coming at Comet.
This bank holiday in the Dream sale, there's 60% off thousands of beds, plus extra savings. Save on this Dreams divan, amazing value, just $129. Or this bedstead with super slim TV, now only $879. There's 3 for 2 on all bedroom furniture, nothing to pay till next year, and free credit on everything too. But hurry, 60% off thousands of beds, plus extra savings, ends Bank Holiday Monday, only at Dreams.
It must be something psychological. It may be something very physical that makes me feel the way I do whenever I'm in touch with you. Just let me get my hands on you, and then I want somebody new. With me it's psychological.
Unleash the chaos. New links attract for him
and for her.
Now, pretty ladies around the world got a weird thing to show you, so tell all the boys and girls.
VO5 Extreme Style. Break the mold. And now reworking made easy with new VO5 Extreme Style sprays.
Hey, it's Mr. Silent Bones.
No way.
Oh, yes way.
Don't eat the whole bonnet. G-string spaghetti.
With Plato, Jordan and Newsham all stealing spectacular wins at Snetterton, the Championships is anyone's for the taking as the action moves to Knockhill.
What a manoeuvre! There's smoke coming off of the gun. It's all to play for.
The British Touring Car Championship, Sunday from 11 on ITV4.
At Tynecastle, live this evening, it is Hearts against Liverpool, the Europa League playoff first leg, live on ITV4. No Andy Carroll, if you're just joining us. He has travelled with Liverpool's squad, but not fit to start, and not on the bench either. That's one of the decisions Brendan Rodgers has had to make. Let's hear from the new man in charge of Liverpool with Ned Bolting.
Brendan, matches like this so early in the season are often a bit of a conundrum in terms of selection. Talk us through your thought processes for this one.
Well, obviously it's just, first and foremost, we bring a team and a group of players to win the game. The objective over the 2 games is to get through. So, but obviously our full concentration is on tonight, and you know I've got 7 international players with full international experience playing. So, so we've got a strong team, and like I said, we're looking to put in a good performance and obviously take that through into the weekend.
He's playing Andy Carroll's absence. He's not on the team sheet. He's not on the bench either tonight.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. Andy was due to start, and he'd felt a slight sort of twinge in his hamstring the other day when he came in from training. So we got it scanned. It wasn't overly serious, but there was a risk that he could, you know, because it was any shooting action where it happened. So. So we travelled with him to see how it was 24 hours later, and unfortunately for him, it's just too much of a risk, really. We've got, you know, a couple of other young strikers on the bench that we can throw in, and what I didn't want to do was risk that. So Andy and I had a conversation. We felt it best to just get some medical treatment today and tomorrow, and then hopefully be available for the weekend.
Just very briefly, Raheem Sterling is a player that a lot of Liverpool fans are looking forward to seeing a first competitive debut.
Yeah, no, he's been terrific. I've got to say, he's 17 years of age, and I've seen big improvements in him in a really short period of time. So he's got qualities with the ball, but what's been very, very promising for me is his ability to take on the tactical concept of the team and his responsibility for someone so young. So, but there's no pressure on him. He's a boy that deserves to play. He's done very, very well over the course of pre-season, done great in the games, and this is now a nice chance for him to start in the game. And like I said, I look forward to seeing him.
Good luck tonight. Thanks, Brendan.
Pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Robbie, are the Liverpool players enjoying working under Brendan Rodgers?
Yeah, I mean, I think they love working under him. I think he's come in, he's got a style. You know, you look at him last year at Swansea, he's got them playing the right way straight away. He knows what he wants, and certainly with what he's saying, he certainly implemented it last year at Swansea. So I know for a fact that players are really enjoying working with him.
In a funny way, Alex, is this a good time to get such a great job, Liverpool manager? The way expectations must have levelled a little bit over the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, but you know, when you take on a big club such as Liverpool, then expectation levels are still through the roof. It doesn't, regardless of who comes in, when he comes in, there's still those expectation levels, and you have to manage the fans. Brendan has said the right things since coming in. He wants to play in the passing way. It's going to take time for him to get the players, exact players he wants in that team that can play that passing game.
How long will that take?
Well, that's the $64,000 question, because that can be quite difficult. And as we spoke earlier about Andy Carroll and impending transfer, maybe it looks as if he needs to raise some money to bring in the faces that he wants desperately to come into this Liverpool side.
He made a great speech when he got the job, didn't he? The history of the club. It echoes almost of Shankly and that beginning for Liverpool. Is he really the man with that magnetic personality, that strength of character for the long haul?
Yeah, I think he is, to be honest. He's an exciting manager. Obviously, he's very young, and I think for what he's achieved in the game so far has been fantastic. And all right, you know, you do want established managers who have won everything, but you know, let's bring a young lad in, or a young man in, and let him go and see what he can do. But he's certainly saying the right things, and the way he wants to play football is brilliant. And the players, what we said before, are enjoying working with him, and I think that's half the battle. You know, if you've got a manager who the players like, then you know, they're going to run through brick walls for him.
And what about the people above, Robbie? Are they prepared maybe to tolerate a couple of years when Liverpool are not headline grabbing, maybe not in the top 4?
Yeah, I mean, I think they will. I think John Henry's come out on record and say, you know, we're not expecting to qualify for the top 4 of the Champions League this year. So, you know, they are certainly going to give Brendan time, and I think that's obviously very wise. And you know, you can't be changing managers all the time, which was what we said before. But I mean, he's got not a bad squad, but you know, certainly that you know, Liverpool have not got as much money as you know, the Chelseas, Man Cities of this world. So I think with what he's got and the players he's brought in, I'm certainly going to do a good job for him.
And Alex, what's going to constitute success this season?
Well, again, Brendan is getting that kind of backing from John Henry. Then that is very rare in the modern day game. But if Liverpool are true to their word and they give the guy time, then you know, this season I'm sure that he'd be delighted with a top 6. But you know.
And one other thought, and perhaps you did encounter this yourself at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
How important is it for Brendan Rodgers that he thinks that all the Liverpool support are right behind him all the time?
That's massive, you know, because I'm not getting away from it at Aston Villa. The atmosphere at the end wasn't very good for myself. And I know there was a faction early on and throughout the season that were against me, but if Brendan gets the support, there's no doubt that raises the energy of the players, it helps them on the pitch, and if you've got the fans behind you, then that's massive for any manager.
And no better club. They're here in numbers at Tynecastle this evening, and as ever, they get everywhere. How did they manage that one, Robbie? Incredible.
Unbelievable.
Health and safety, forget it. Liverpool in Edinburgh, en masse, everywhere. And we are live at Tynecastle. Stay with us here on ITV4 this evening for Hearts against Liverpool. Kick-off not far away.
I left school and I went to work on the checkout. Beep, beep, beep. I didn't start growing until I joined the army. They look at your potential, that little spark. They don't just train you up and make you a good soldier. They develop you as a person. The main skill I've gained is leadership, you know, my ability to step back, think about something for a second, and then have the confidence to say, right, this is what we're going to do.
We see the potential where others don't. The Army is recruiting. Search Army Jobs.
a Fiat 500 in 70s colours with white detailing. You dig?
Smirnoff sent me on a mission to find the world's best drinks.
Like the taste of New York using this. Please.
The New York Cranberry Lime. That'll be $20. Welcome to New York City.
The last one uses the bed, remember?
Classic gaming is back in New Super Mario Bros. 2.
Who is the champion now? Luigi. No! You know what you have to do?
Now even bigger on Nintendo 3DS XL.
Buongiorno! Can I have a mushroom, please?
Life happens in moments. And moments don't care what time it is, or who's gonna be there, or whether it's a good idea or not, or even if you're ready for it. Because moments can happen at any time, with anyone, anywhere. The only thing that moments do care about is that you show up and make them happen.
It must be something psychological. It may be something very physical that makes me feel the way I do whenever I'm in touch with you. Just let me get my hands on you, and then I want somebody new. With me it's like loving.
Unleash the chaos. New links attract for him
And for her.
Now, pretty ladies around the world got a weird thing to show you, so tell all the boys and girls.
VO5 Extreme Style. Break the mold. And now reworking made easy with new VO5 Extreme Style sprays.
I've done some very bad things.
Go ahead.
I've had relations with some of the guests, stuck things up things, swear words, lustful thoughts about Holly Willoughby. There's some nasty things to Fern Cotton.
It's all behind you now.
Oh, it's not, because I've got a new series and it's going to be even naughtier.
The brand new series of Celebrity Juice starts next Thursday at 10 on ITV2.
In the home of Heart of Midlothian. Proud winners of the Scottish Cup at the end of last season, famously against their great Edinburgh rivals, enjoying their moment in the spotlight here en masse. The Europa League playoff first leg against Liverpool, live for you this evening on ITV4 with Robbie Fowler and Alec McLeish. First, let's just cast our eye again, Alec, over the Heart selection tonight, shall we? Your thoughts?
Yeah, they certainly kind of line up similar to Liverpool. It could be that John McGlynn asks them to do a match-up job and tame Liverpool in the early moments of the game. But they do have some outstanding talents there. Novi Kovac is a terrific winger, great left foot, and young Templeton on the right-hand side, who's also a talent and is a great entertainer, as well as Taul.
Alec, the way they're playing, has getting support up to Sutton been the big issue? Has getting the support to Sutton up the front been the big problem?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. They've got to get forward and support Sutton. He'll put himself about, John Sutton, and Doyle can go up there, and Barr will probably play more of a sitting role, a holding role, along with McGowan. But these wide men have got to get in and give Sutton plenty of support.
Are they set up better, you would hope, than they showed against Tottenham Hotspur? I know a lot of the personnel has changed, but they were ripped apart by Spurs on this very evening 12 months ago.
It was a wee bit of stage fright, last season. I think it was stage fright, and tonight they may be a bit more prepared mentally, although there is a big change in personnel. I'm sure they'll still have learned lessons from last season.
To Liverpool then, Robbie, and to confirm, maybe people joining us a little bit late this evening on ITV4, no Andy Carroll, he's not on the bench either. What are you expecting from this Liverpool lineup?
Well, the three lads in the middle, Spearing, Shelby and Adam, it's the start of the season for them, so it's a big game for Charlie, because he's I know there's a lot of talk about he's going to be a bit of a make-way for the Dempsey deal to go to Fulham, so it's a big start for him. Henderson's coming in as well, so it's a big start for him. Raheem Sterling, who we talked about before, I mean, it's a big chance for him, because I think that position is up for grabs for Liverpool.
How many of those players are playing to convince Brendan Rodgers that they actually should be starting on a Saturday?
Well, certainly the midfield three, your Henderson's definitely, and even Raheem Sterling, as I've just said, Stuart Downing never set the world alight at the weekend, and it's a great chance for Raheem Sterling to get on this pitch, show Brendan Rodgers what he can do, and cause a few problems. And if he causes a few problems, I think we'll expect to see a lot more of him in the Premier League.
What a great atmosphere we've got here. This feels like the new firm in the 1980s when, the likes of Aberdeen were taking on Dundee United, taking on the best in Europe and having a go.
Absolutely, Paul. We're getting drowned out with the Hearts fans here, but it's a fabulous atmosphere already. The ground is just a bit full, and I'm sure, we'll get an entertaining game. Definitely looking forward to it. We're getting a wee bit of stick here being an ex-Hibby,
What do you mean, a wee bit? And they've spent some money on the PA, haven't they?
Yeah, they certainly have. They certainly have.
You fellas, Jamie Carragher, been through it so many times. I doubt that there's a surprise in it for him. But maybe from the manager's point of view, would he, especially after what happened and the way Liverpool seemed to fade at the weekend, are there doubts in his mind?
I don't think so. I mean, I think it was a blip, to be honest. Liverpool controlled the game for long portions of the first half. They missed a few chances, and then he did the man sent off. So I think he's delighted with the players' attitude. Admittedly, the result was not what everyone wants associated with Liverpool, but I think he's delighted with the way the players, the way they've trained, the way they've played in pre-season, and certainly the last round against Gormal, Liverpool were very good. So,
all right, Robbie and Alec, thank you both very much indeed for the build-up. If you can still hear us here at Tynecastle, kick-off is next.
On a normal day, I'm at my desk. This wasn't a normal day. Before I knew it, I was flying to Beirut. We had to get British nationals out of the Lebanon. I had to find out who everyone was and get them to safety. It's not your everyday office job.
Search online now for RAF Careers.
It must be something psychological. It may be something very physical that makes me feel the way I do whenever I'm in touch with you. Just let me get my hands on you, and then I want somebody new. With me it's psychology.
Unleash the chaos. New links attract for him
and for her.
With an adaptive digital display, the world's first pedestrian airbag, and Scandinavian luxury design, it's who you want to be. The all-new Volvo V40. It's you.
What a grand night this is. Pleasant evening, beautiful city, and a fabulous old ground. Tynecastle is full and rocking to its ancient foundations. I guess these Anglo-Scottish contests mean most of those whose careers have taken them either way across the border. Hearts line is led tonight by Englishman John Sutton, whose brother Chris a decade ago was part of the Celtic squad which knocked Liverpool out of the UEFA Cup. And Liverpool give a first start of the season to Dundonian Charlie Adam, who was in Edinburgh only last week representing Scotland against Australia. Both clubs under new management. John McGlynn yet to lose with Hearts. The same can't be said of Brendan Rodgers in Liverpool. He is a Northern Irishman, able to sit on the fence or perhaps Hadrian's Wall when it comes to these Anglo-Scottish issues. Referee is a German, Florian Mayer. The Scottish FA Cup winners against the English League Cup winners, for the right, at least, to be playing European football right up until Christmas. Liverpool expect that they will. Indeed, they are almost obliged. Hearts hope. Tottenham gave them a horrible anticlimactic night here this time last year. Unlike them, they have to aim to stay in it, not to be awed, to try and play the game, Jim Beglin, and not the occasion.
Yeah, I think Hearts, as much as they'll want to get it, the Liverpool defence, and cause some trouble early on, I think there'll be a wariness not to overdo things and get caught out in making the mistakes they made against Tottenham last year, Peter. And I think Liverpool's lineup, yeah, it's not got as much experience as we would have expected, but it's a chance for them all to shine and impress.
Incidentally, you might be a little confused. Both teams are wearing their away kit tonight. That is because all three Liverpool options clashed with the maroon of Hearts. So as well as Liverpool playing in their second strip, Hearts have had to change as well to their all-white alternative. It is an absolutely terrific atmosphere. And here is Henderson for Liverpool. And now for the first time on his first start for Liverpool, Sterling showing us how quick he is and attempting to tear past the Australian McGowan.
It's good work from McGowan because he's pacey, Sterling. He's difficult to stop.
By Charlie Adam and behind. It is a big night for him. A lot of talk about whether he will be a long-term part of Brendan Rodgers' plans. Brendan Rodgers is seeking, quite rightly, to be loyal to all the players he inherited, but he does have his way, and he will have his way. And whether Charlie Adam considers himself to be in the shop window tonight, or whether he is convincing his manager that he should be playing at the weekend, I guess only they will know and time will tell. Tawil, Granger, touch for Novikovas, and taken back by Jay Spearing.
Yeah, just looking at Hearts as well. I mean, we've seen them play 4-3-3 recently, but it looks as if John Sutton will obviously play at centre forward, and Templeton will play just off him, just a little behind, and they're pretty much with a flat four across midfield.
Carried down by Templeton, who, as Jim implies, has been in the early part of the season really a touchline hugger, an out-and-out winger. It's not the case tonight. All-time tackle for Liverpool by John Joe Shelvey, who did start the second leg of the previous round against the Belarusians at Anfield. This time last year, of course, he went out on loan to Blackpool for a couple of months. This challenge on Tawil brought just a free kick. Aimed up towards Sutton. Against whom the flag is raised.
Yeah, of course, Liverpool as well. The Rodgers way is 4-3-3. Fabio Brini, very interesting to see him operate in a position I'm sure he preferred to play in. The central role in attack. You know, West Brom at the weekend, he played from the left side and didn't really get involved in the game. I'm sure he's looking forward to this as a chance, as I said earlier, to show Brendan Rodgers just what he has in that position.
The referee still has a card in his hand. Oh, a yellow whistle. It looks as though he's permanently taking someone's name. It's the whistle. It's yellow, it's not a card there for the German, who isn't actually a very good omen for English teams in this competition. 2 seasons ago he was in charge of Manchester City's defeat in Kiev, which spelt the end of their involvement. And last season he took charge of Manchester United against Athletic Bilbao and saw their elimination, United. Granger, one man Novikovas. Here's Sutton. Naga may well not have played tonight had he not been given his marching orders at the Hawthorns at the weekend, but given his ineligibility for this coming weekend's game against Manchester City, it seems sensible to keep him involved. John McGlynn, very friendly, engaging character, 50 years old. Not given to hot temper, I'm told, but he was a little irritated at the weekend when Hearts let slip a 2-goal lead against Inverness Caledonian Thistle, who were down to 10 men.
Any manager would have been irritated by that.
Sterling. Seen by Lucas. Playing by Spearing. Carragher. Assistance from Spearing. He was involved in both of the games in the previous round against Gomel. Henderson. Robinson's ball for Sterling, who felt the challenge from behind by McGowan.
Yeah, he did catch him, McGowan. I've seen him play midfield recently, but of course he's operating at right back tonight and has to deal with Sterling. And in front, you've got young Callum Patterson, so he's doing his best as well to give him as much protection as he can. It's almost 2 full-backs, isn't it, on that side for Hearts?
On Carragher's back pass is poor, Sutton's onto it, Rayner was alive and had to be. Out comes Shelby. Aimed in towards Barini and seen by McDonald.
Well listen, this is going to be the Liverpool way under Brendan Rodgers, pass it and pass it from the back. But I think Liverpool have got to do things sharper than that. It's got to be quicker because Hearts are onto it and they're closing it down very, very quickly.
The best thing Liverpool can do is to silence this crowd, and handing them a goal would achieve precisely the opposite. Liverpool haven't made the lightning start that Tottenham made a year ago. By now, Rafa van der Vaart had broken through here in that first leg, and Jermaine Defoe was about to add a second. Actually, 5 of the team who were trounced by Tottenham start for Hearts tonight. 6 of the team who started the cup final route of Hibs are involved. The win, which of course qualified them for this competition.
Just noticeable as well, while Sterling is holding a much wider position, and Henderson's looking to tuck in all the time and just allow Martin Kelly to drift outside him.
Followed by Barr, seen by Kelly. Henderson. Spearing for Adam. He let fly and required a stop from McDonald. Following up for Liverpool, Barini owns a corner.
Well, he made his mind up very, very early then that Charlie Adam wasn't going to look to Sterling on the left-hand side. And Webster maybe got his angles wrong, but luckily for Hearts, the keeper didn't. Jamie MacDonald could stop.
Shelby Nice take. To re-rehearse that. For Barr's intervention. Shelby again, out by Barr again. High from Charlie Adam. Came down for Templeton, who got a little nudge, and it's a free kick for Hearts.
The referee's not taking any nonsense from Henderson, he was just delaying the taking of the free kick.
Up by Agger. McGowan won it back. Patterson looking to play it in towards McGowan. He'll settle for a corner. And hear this place. "17-year-old Callum Patterson as centre photographer spinning, and poor chap, he's actually ailing rather. Not a funny accident that, poor guy's in trouble. Patterson has earned the corner, Templeton's going to take it. Sutton right on the goalkeeper's toes. Templeton with Novikovas. Novikovas with the delivery, Adam calm at the near post. Out for Shelby. And back by Barr, Templeton. Novikovas, Tawil. Oh, lovely from the Moroccan. And again for Novikovas, who's had a go. Rayner had to be short.
Brilliant. Well, listen to the place now. Tynecastle is absolutely buzzing. And it was a beautiful piece of skill from Towell. And Novikovas, that's destined for the top corner. And he really did have Pepe Reina scrambling.
You know what, this is just the sort of atmosphere, the sort of tie, the sort of feel that can be the wind beneath the wings of this competition. It's a terrific ambience. In by Novikovas. Thumped clear by Adam. If Hearts can get up ahead of steam here, they could rattle Liverpool. Novikovas shut out by Barini.
Yeah, all hands. Liverpool needed everybody back just to see off that little spell.
Well, I think this poor fellow certainly got his close-up here.
Well, he's back in business. There was just a little nudge, wasn't it, from Patterson? And Sterling, it's just, his momentum took him into the photographer, and I thought he went down very easily, to be honest.
He was almost a back-page lead himself. Patterson's header out. Came to Templeton. Patterson's charging up alongside him here. By Jack Robinson. Taken back by Templeton. He's coming towards Sutton. Sutton's hit wide.
But there's a confidence about Hearts. I think the shot from Novikovas a few moments ago was just giving everybody a lift. And that time it was decent from Templeton, a bit fortunate in finding Sutton. And there's enough Liverpool bodies around to make it difficult for him to keep it on target, but very, very lively from the home side.
Left-hand side, though, for Liverpool, Jim, you've got an 18-year-old fullback behind a 17-year-old winger. He is a lot of raw talent. Extraordinary absence of experience down that side of the Liverpool formation.
But I was going to say, the 18-year-old left-back for Liverpool is playing against a 17-year-old right-sided midfielder for Hearts. So, you know, they've got some youngsters too. You know, Jack Robinson, Peter, you just referred to him before. I mean, I remember one of his early games for Liverpool at the Emirates when he did extremely well in trying to cope with the pace of Theo Walcott.
Rafa Benitez made him Liverpool's youngest player ever, 16 and a half years old when he got his first game. Here's Templeton, nearly found a way around Adam. Knocked out for Spearing, one now for Henderson. Adam. Kelly. England international now, don't forget. Martin Kelly played those last few moments against Norway prior to the Euros, and did travel with Roy Hodgson to the Ukraine. Gary Cahill got injured. Tawil. Out by Granger. Strong take from Sutton. Great for Novikovas. A little bit of stuff between Barr and Adam there, so that's the same ball.
That's what you want to see. It's like cup tie, lovely and feisty.
Patterson, Hart's 17-year-old, running at Liverpool's 18-year-old, Robinson. That's lovely from the captain, Zalewkas. Not quite so good from Templeton, who is a twinkle-toe sort of a player. You'll get moments like that. But when he gets it right, there's a bit of flair.
Yeah, I think the danger with Templeton, if you let him get into his stride, then he's difficult to stop. You need to get to him early when he's on the turn.
Kovas with a nudge and run. It's Kelly's business. Lithuanian's not going to let him rest. Tawil. Granger. Novikovas getting right through the back of him. Only took the ball. Good strong tackle. Referee was well positioned. Granger. Stolen on by Templeton, who's got it back now from Sutton. He wins a corner.
Done really well. Done really well to keep it in and to win the corner, Templeton. Doesn't matter who you're playing, who you're up against. You just want to unsettle the away side, and Hearts have delivered in that fashion.
Really great start for John McLean. He's got to be happy with this. He did say there's no point in us sitting back and hoping to cling on. If they've got any chance in the tie, if they're to have any chance in the tie, it's got to be done here. They've got to get goals. Novikovas with the outswinger. The volley was pure from Barr. Bounced out again for Shelby, who belted it against Barr and wins a goal kick.
Yeah, and to be honest, Peter, I think John McGlynn would have said that to his players before, and you'll never get a better opportunity of beating Liverpool. When he saw the absentees from the squad, that travelled.
Rodgers knew what would meet him. He was very respectful about Hearts when speaking to the media yesterday. He said, please don't read into my team sheet that I'm underestimating the opponents. Here's Templeton.
He's causing a big problem at the moment because Spearing is not getting to him quickly enough, and the centre-backs don't know whether to come out to him. Look, he's just getting in that little pocket between Carragher and Spearing, and okay, the angle's against him, but it's not a bad effort on his left side. It's good, direct, purposeful football from him.
His dad named him, you know, after Davy Cooper, the great Rangers wide man. It's not a bad role model. Aga. Sterling. Tawil. McGowan. McGowan, the Australian, won his first international cap just across the city at Hibs for Australia against Scotland last week. And home is Hearts. And it is McGowan to go along with the throw. Ended at Sutton. And just kept from going behind by Rayner with Spearing's back header. Penalised for his foul on the experienced Andy Webster.
It was an awkward one for Webster. I don't think Barini needed to make any contact. I think what Liverpool need now is the ball. They just need to show a little composure, and they need the kind of experienced heads just to try and get things settled now, and they need to just keep it away from Hearts for a while. Try and take the sting out of this.
Good from Zalewkas, in by Granger. Templeton competed, nudged back again by Spearing for Rayner.
Jamie Carragher just had a little go at Martin Kelly for not dealing with the Granger run then. The Hearts left.
Sterling.
Every time the ball comes anywhere near Sterling, McGowan is all over him. Rash-like.
Strong tackle from Tawil, not allowed to go. Mehdi Tawil, the Moroccan, in his second season since Kilmarnock. Well-travelled player. He's played in France with Nancy, with Nuremberg in Germany. The Spurs' second leg last year, when they drew 0-0 at White Hart Lane, was actually only his second game in Hearts' colours. Well, one by Sutton. Here is Tawil. Going forward from Patterson.
Gave him too much to do, but it was a strange ball from Shelvey to play centrally then.
Adam, that's a smashing ball. Henderson. Kelly.
That's a little bit of experience there, Peter, just to slow it down, just to keep the ball for a little bit and settle things. But it's good work rate and good pressing by Hearts, just to try and keep forcing the issue for Liverpool, make it hard for them to keep it at the back. And now it has to go long.
By Zalewkas, out again by Carragher. From Adam, Henderson, Spearing. Good ball. Now this is when Sterling's dangerous, running at a fullback, away from McGowan. Raheem Sterling. And Shelvey. And the flag is up against Sterling.
It's the first time he's really created a little bit of space, and McGowan was just tucked in about 8-10 feet away from him, and it was a nice ball from Spearing to look up and pick him out. Now he's got a chance, and you know, highly likely always to cut in on a stronger right. That time Webster's done well to get the block on it.
Liverpool addicts who will have followed pre-season closely will have been reminded there of the goal he scored against Bayer Leverkusen, which was by all accounts an absolute belter. Granger. Raheem Sterling was born in Jamaica, actually. His roots were at QPR. But he's been through some of the England age groups. And is now very much on the cusp of the big time. He played more than an hour when Joe Cole got injured against Gomel in the previous round. He has played 3 games in the Premier League. Short appearances, adding up to 25 minutes in all. And this is his first start for Liverpool. Charlie Adam finally balked to the extent that the first yellow card does have to be shown.
Yeah, I'd agree fully with that. Charlie Adam has done well because, you know, he's just eased away from Barr. They had a crunching tackle together earlier on, and Barr's just taken him late.
First booking of the game goes to Darren Barr on his European debut. The man who opened the scoring in the cup final. With Liverpool once before has Florian Mayer in Prague. A couple of seasons ago, goalless draw. in both German domestic football and European club football, he hasn't shown a single red card this calendar year. Sterling. Oh, goodness me, he caused some panic there. McGowan's heart must have been in his mouth for a moment.
Well, I'm just wondering what Jamie McDonald, the goalkeeper, was doing, because he looked as if he tried to receive this, because there's never going to be a pass back to him. I mean, McGowan's just happy to not knock it out, I think. And if he gets a hand to that, it would have been a bad one to give away.
Pursued by Templeton, who really is full of running.
But you know what, in Rayner's got good feet, you know, and he's a good outlet. If you have to go all the way back, then, you know, he has no problem really with the ball on the deck, Pepe Reina. I think Liverpool would just like to get Barini involved a little bit. You know, he's not had much joy yet.
Adam. Sterling. Can't let him know who's there then. Actually came out of it the worse. Nice turn from Barini. Sorted out nicely by Spearing. Carragher. Kelly. Presented to Granger. Tawil. Complicated from Jamie Carragher, playing his 703rd game for Liverpool tonight. The survivor of their UEFA Cup win. That crazy game against Alaves all those years ago. McGowan, space ahead of him. And still going Ryan McGowan. Finally crashed into Kelly.
Do you know what, Kelly got there, and he got a good right foot to it, but for a moment Martin Kelly stumbled also, just when it looked like it was away from McGowan. Just watch, McGowan stumbles a little bit here himself, there you go, and it's away, and you think Martin Kelly's favourite, and he just about got there in the end. Big appeal from the crowd, as you expect for a penalty.
Granger. Tawil. McGowan. Bitten off by Robinson. Adam. Sterling. To run at the Aussie again. Sterling's ball in. Made by Webster and behind.
Nice to see that too, that, you know, he's happy to try and get to the byline and go on the outside. Raheem Sterling.
Raw pace. That's what Brendan Rodgers has there. Deep corner towards Henderson. Away by Barr. Only Templeton is forward. Robinson, Sterling. Sterling broke away from Patterson. Webster away, here's Shelby.
It's just becoming a little pronounced, isn't it, for Liverpool down the left-hand side? It seems to be all trying to go through Raheem Sterling. Very little is now going down with Kelly and Henderson on the right.
Sterling. Beaten up by the goalkeeper. It's a very crisp hit. It's still a broken for Templeton, but Carragher just about got it done. An apology from David Templeton. An apology accepted by Carragher. Sterling. Free kick against the youngster this time.
The shot a moment ago from Sterling was almost like what we saw that resulted in the goal against Leverkusen. That love of just cutting inside all the time, and that time it was Patterson who fell for it. And he's gone for the side foot, which is pretty easy for McDonald, but again, a good try. He's looked good, vibrant, fresh.
Robinson went to ground and Patterson won a corner.
It's really good work, Peter, from Speary to cover that. You know, it's just a slip from Jack Robinson and a midfield anchor straight across.
So Webster and Zalukas forward from centre-half. Barr offers height as well. And Sutton again inside the 6-yard box, waiting for pieces. As Templeton drives it in, Shelvey away. Templeton. It's no foul. It's no foul. Both players stood their ground. And Shelvey cleared.
Yeah, it was Barini. It was outside the box for starters, and he just ran into him.
Six times before in history, Liverpool have played in Scotland. 1-2, drawn 2, lost 2. So drawn on their last 2 competitive visits north of the border. Unbeaten in their last 3 games in Scotland since losing on what was their last visit to Edinburgh, to Hibs back in September of 1975. Lost that game, won the tie and went on to win the UEFA Cup that season. Sterling. This time by Patterson, and by Adam. Looking for Kelly. Watched by Novikovas. Kept in by Shelby, but only really for Sutton. And now Templeton, run back by Henderson. Adam can drive at them, Zalukas is there. That's how Will got into trouble. Henderson. Shelvey, Barini, Webster stayed with him.
Yeah, he was well marshalled. Webster just made sure he tracked him all the way across, and there was no space for Barini to get the shot away. But nice turn from Shelvey and a little flick through. It's well defended.
Barini in the goalkeeper's path. Adam with an overhit corner. The referee was whistling anyway, actually. Rodgers, though, has picked tonight, apart from anything else, an interestingly domestic side. You were pointing out to me before the game, Jim, that 7 of his 11 tonight are English, as well as the Scotsman Charlie Adam. And I'm sure Roy Hodgson, his predecessor, but one, would appreciate that.
Absolutely. I remember playing the cup final at Wembley and we didn't have one Englishman in the side. Good quiz question. He was on the bench in '86. Who was that?
Robinson?
No.
Better not carry on. I'll let myself down. McGowan's throw. Into Barini. Henderson. Aim back into Barini, who missed it.
Well, listen, as chances go, it's a difficult one because it's coming from behind him. but that's better, much better from Henderson as well, and the space Liverpool created. It's a wonderful run by Borini. I think he's got himself in a great position. Maybe he'll be a little disappointed he didn't get better contact, but believe me, even if he gets contact, it's not easy to steer that home.
Borini is a young man with good early career European experience. He played Champions League football for Chelsea as a youngster towards the end of a group stage. He, of course, grown up under Brendan Rodgers with Chelsea's youngsters. A free kick to Hearts, heading towards the last 10 minutes of what for them has been a really uplifting first half. They've done more than compete. It's nothing like the anticlimactic evening of a year ago, the Tottenham night. They're really in this tie. And their captain Zalewkas, who passed the late fitness test and was desperate to be part of this occasion, is forward perhaps to get his head on this set piece. Webster also forward from centre-half, together with McGowan and Sutton in the mix. In by Novikovas. Liverpool by Henderson, taken back by Templeton. And McGowan refusing to allow Borini any space to clear.
He's had a good game, McGann, at right back. I know Sterling's cut inside a couple of times and he had the one lovely break forward that almost led to something. I think in any home game, Peter, you want to set the tempo, you want to set the pace. And I think Hearts have been able to do that. I think that there's enough insurance in their side, but Towell, who's got a bit of skill in midfield, this fella Templeton caused Liverpool quite a few problems in the earlier part of the first half. And they've been lively on both flanks too. Hearts have done extremely well in this first half. They've stretched Liverpool and caused problems.
In by Templeton, in by Patterson, for Pepe Reina. Goes Robinson. A lot of good football on ITV4 next week. We have on Thursday evening the second leg of the Atromitas Newcastle Europa League playoff. It was 1-1 tonight, and the second leg is live for you from 7:30 on ITV4 next Thursday. Ryan Taylor scored for Newcastle in Greece this evening. Tawil lost it. Borini could be in here, but the flag is raised.
How's it offside?
Tawil played it last, didn't he?
Yeah, comes off an opposition player and he's flagged offside. Don't quite get that.
Unless he's offside now.
Well, yeah, but the touch is important, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, usually the officials are asked to wait, and I think it should be from the second touch from the Hearts man, and I think it's a bit harsh.
Frank Willenborg's flag went up hastily. Minutes away from a half-time talk, which should be full of encouragement and praise. More than 15 years since Jim Jeffries first invited John McGlynn to Hearts as a youth team coach. 5.5 of those years was spent away at Wraith, a very successful time. McGowan. That's a terrific instinctive hit from Templeton.
Well, we saw one from the right earlier on. You know, he can smash him with the left as well, Templeton. The live to when it broke. I don't think it's deliberate in the layoff attempt, but very good strike.
It's one goal in the first 3 games of the season against St Johnstone on the opening day. He's midway through a domestic suspension at the moment, served the first game last weekend, and will miss this weekend's game against Aberdeen after an off-the-ball incident in the Edinburgh derby the other week.
John Sutton, he's been a nuisance, hasn't he? I mean, he's used his kind of his physical strength to make life hard for Agger and Carragher.
In front of the Liverpool supporters, 4 minutes before half-time. Templeton's deep corner, aimed at Webster, against Carragher. Was that an arm? Referee was very well positioned to make a call. He would have had a clear view.
But you know what? It's Carragher's got his back to it, and he's claiming to hit him on the back. Just watch, he's turned his back on it, he has no idea, and he's absolutely right too, nowhere near the arm.
There's an excellent call from Florian Meyer. There were plenty behind the goal and adjacent to the incident who were hinting that he should have seen it another way. Granger's long throw, on by Webster. Novikovas. Henderson got in the way. Spearing can clear, and Barini is certainly onside here and has support from Adam. We'll be glad of a corner. Terrific work from Tawil, who sprinted back at full length, 75-80 yards.
Yeah, and McGowan has done well to hold him up as well in the corner, Barini, and I guess in the position he was in, Barini would kind of support Leighton coming. This is a pretty good result for Liverpool.
Adam with the corner, O'Donnell with the fists, came to Sterling. Adam. Running at Novikovas. Charlie Adam. It was Sutton who was the key defender in front of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, he was back for the corner and just stayed to make sure he saw it away. It's just as well too. That might have been destined for the far corner. Did well, Charlie Adam, didn't need to shift it to his right foot and looking inside that far post. It was across the 6-yard, wasn't it?
In again by Adam. Out this time by Patterson, and the referee's whistle goes in any case.
Just thinking, Peter, you know, even if that one had hit Jamie Carragher on the arm, he's got his back to it. He knows nothing about it. Still would have been harsh to give it.
It's very clear the referee got that right. Templeton. And again, David Templeton. Calmly swept up by Carragher.
Again, it's all closing down, with both Sutton coming from deep and Novakovic coming from in front of Carragher. And it's good pressing. You know, sometimes, Peter, that kind of what you work on in training and you're playing out from the goalkeeper, sometimes you've just got to mix it up a little bit and go long. You can't keep doing it because it just becomes predictable and you're playing into the opposition's hands. And Hearts have closed it well.
So Wills crossfield seen by Sterling. Raheem Sterling for Liverpool. And here is Barini against the post. And Hearts stay alive. What a steal by Sterling. That was brilliant. Entirely unselfish as well in setting up Barini, but he couldn't bury it.
Well, John McGlynn must be having kittens because he just want to get to half-time, and I think he would have been full of praise for his players. And then Towell just produces a horrible moment. They got away with it.
No additional time at the end of a really good first half, which should have ended with a Liverpool goal. What a spot from Sterling. How quick is he of body and then of mind to see Barini up alongside. But Barini thundered it against the post. And Brendan Rodgers is left with a regret to carry with him down the tunnel at the end of the first half here at Tynecastle. What a really entertaining watch. Proper contest. And at the break, it's Hearts 0, Liverpool 0.
Get your mobiles and laptops out. It's in playtime. In the next 5 seconds, the latest live odds will appear on your screen. There you go. Have a bang on that. Join Bet365 now for more great odds and loads of live streaming. So, let's get on it, boys. Go. Bet365.com. Bet in play now.
Nissan Qashqai, the ultimate urban car. Introducing the 360-degree around view monitor, Nissan's ultimate urban parking system. With 4 onboard cameras, you can have eyes everywhere.
On a normal day, I'm at my desk. This wasn't a normal day. Before I knew it, I was flying to Beirut. We had to get British nationals out of the Lebanon. I had to find out who everyone was and get them to safety. It's not your everyday office job.
Search online now for RAF Careers.
Now, pretty ladies around the world got a weird thing to show you, so tell all the boys and girls.
VO5 Extreme Style. Break the mold. And now reworking made easy with new VO5 Extreme Style sprays.
It must be something psychological. It may be something very physical that makes me feel the way I do whenever I'm in touch with you. Just let me get my hands on you, and then I want somebody new. With me it's like love.
Unleash the chaos. New links attract for him
And for her.
Welcome to Recall.
You're gonna have such a good time. you're not going to want to come back.
Total Recall.
Comet customer
Gus
has just 10 seconds to tell you our latest lowest prices.
And Asus 4GB white laptop for just $269. That can't be right. Save 10% on every single TV over £500. That's amazing.
The bargains keep on coming at Comet.
Sterling lively for Liverpool. This interception almost opened the game up. It certainly opened the way to goal up for Barini, and he has squandered the chance to give Brendan Rodgers' side the lead here at Tynecastle. It is 0-0 in this Europa playoff first leg. Hearts 0, Liverpool 0. Robbie Fowler and Alec McLeish are with us. You have to bury those. You used to.
Yeah, well, I think it's one of them. I think Liverpool, you know, the game against West Brom, missed a few chances when it was 0-0, and obviously we knew the result for that one. But you know, Barini's got to stick them chances away, because you know, in these type of games, you know, they may never come again.
What was wrong with his execution?
I don't really know, to be honest. I think the game he's at, I think he's quite isolated up front. But you know, the ball's come to him. He's not seen too many. But I mean, Raheem Sterling was brilliant. He's very unselfish. I don't know, he's done everything right. I mean, he's hit it early, to be honest, but I don't know, obviously his direction is not the greatest, but really he should be scoring. You get a shot and goal from 6 or 7 yards, and really should be hitting the target at least.
Alex, you warned us it would be noisy here tonight. A difficult set of circumstances for young Sterling to come into such an important game, take a big step up in his career. How has he done?
I think he's an exciting talent, and he's been very, very game to take on the full-back at will. Every time he gets the ball, you see him here just going direct at the jugular. Credit to the kid. He likes to cut inside. I know that's one of the tactics he uses, but he's been very exciting, and he looks like a great prospect for Liverpool. And most of the chances have come from him,
I think one of the good things about him as well is, you know, obviously he likes to come inside, but there's been plenty of times where he's gone on the outside, so he's gone down the line as well, and he's tried to cross it. So he's had a bit of everything in his locker tonight. So I mean, we said before the game, he's a great prospect, and he is going to cause defensive problems. And tonight he has been very good. He's probably been Liverpool's best player.
Now then, this time a year ago, Hearts were out of this competition against Tottenham Hotspur. They have looked a completely different outfit, and they had plenty of moments at the other end early on, didn't they?
Absolutely, Paul. Last year, as I said, I thought they had a bit of stage fright. But John McGlynn, spot on. His tactics have been tremendous. Liverpool, Brendan Rodgers will try and get his midfielders to rotate eventually when he gets his system working. But you see, Hearts, this Novikovac, what a strike this is. And the ball was swerving. We had a great view of it from our seats in the stand. But, you know, John McGlynn, as I said, he's set up really well. They've supported John Sutton well, Sutton getting his shot away there. And I think Hearts have given him a lot of support, whereas I felt in the first 20 minutes, Barini never get much support. But great shots, you know, keeps the pressure on, keeps the Hearts fans on a high, and they're right behind their team, and it's given the Hearts players extra energy.
No goals, one booking, but the question is whether there might have been another booking in this first half.
Yeah, where was that?
You know where this is going. Was our cameraman guilty of diving here?
I thought, no, he was terrible, wasn't he? He went down in instalments, didn't he?
Yellow card.
I don't know, he took
Yellow
him.
card.
He'll need his own bus to get home after that.
He didn't touch him. He didn't. He made a meal out of that one. He looks dazed, to be fair, doesn't he?
It's a bit early in the season for us to lose one of our own, I have to say that. You know what that's like, Alex.
Yes, yeah, I know.
All right, thank you, fellas. Wonderful atmosphere, and it's all to play for here. 0-0, second half next.
With a high-pressure job like mine, my scalp needs to be in top condition.
New Manwave Pro Scalp. Say goodbye to dandruff.
Say hello to new Manwave Pro... Gani! Shampoo, no! Football is on! Betting play! But no! Football! No! Football is on! Betting play! Now! Ladbrokes, game on!
Right now at B&Q, these glacier polished porcelain floor tiles are now £12. This oak effect laminate is just £4. This Bosch lawnmower is just £65. And this Bosch hammer drill is now only £29. So don't miss out on your chance to say,
I did that.
You can do it too with B&Q.
I left school and I went to work on the checkout. Beep, beep, beep. I didn't start growing until I joined the army. They look at your potential, that little spark. They don't just train you up and make you a good soldier. They develop you as a person. The main skill I've gained is leadership, you know, my ability to step back, think about something for a second, and then have the confidence to say, right, this is what we're going to do.
We see the potential where others don't. The Army is recruiting. Search Army Jobs.
Now, pretty ladies around the world got a weird thing to show you, so tell all the boys and girls.
VO5 Extreme Style. Break the mold. And now reworking made easy with new VO5 Extreme Style sprays.
Life happens in moments. And moments don't care what time it is, or who's going to be there, or whether it's a good idea or not, or even if you're ready for it. Because moments can happen at any time, with anyone, anywhere. The only thing that moments do care about is that you show up and make them happen.
A lot can happen in 4 years. It's a long time, but no matter where life takes you, we'll be there. The all-new Renault 4 Plus package. 4 years warranty, roadside cover, servicing and finance package included on any vehicle across our range.
Who are you?
I'm Gotham's Reckoning.
The Dark Knight Rises, only in cinemas.
Mouth-watering deals at HMV. Trade in any pair of headphones and get £45 off these Beats by Dr. Dre Solo HDs. Now $124.99. Buy a PS Vita and we'll give you Uncharted Golden Abyss and Everybody's Golf absolutely free. Or pick up the Ultimate Born Collection Blu-ray box set, just £12. In-store, online, click and collect. Ace Summer Deals at HMV.
Get going! Let's go! How good a goal is that? For cards! Danny Welbeck! England are in the mood!
A World Cup campaign ahead for England. The road to Brazil live this season on ITV. Elsewhere in the Europa League playoffs this evening, one or two important results to point your way. Newcastle got a draw in Greece against Atromitos. Ryan Taylor got their goal in a 1-1 draw. Marseille winners away from home. Inter leading at half-time against Vaslui. Cambiasso got that goal. Motherwell down the road from here losing at half-time to Levante, I'm afraid. Athletic Bilbao, finalists last season, leading HJK 1-0. Alec McLeish is with us, 0-0 here at Tynecastle. Alec, do Hearts go for this, or do they concentrate on keeping it alive for the second leg?
Well, I think they are going for it, to be honest. Well, I think that they've done well in the first half. Liverpool had a great chance at the end of half, just before half-time. But I felt that Hearts have given as good as they've got. They've certainly got support, they've got the shots to go. And if they keep playing the way they're playing, they matched up really well with Liverpool's midfield. And I expect a tight second half as well.
Robbie Fowler, last word to you.
Well, I think Hearts started the game magnificently. I think Liverpool come more and more into the game, so I think, I think the game will settle down now, and I think the Hearts players will get tired, and I think we'll see more and more of Liverpool. I've got a sneaky feel Liverpool will flip this.
Thank you both, all to play for. Great atmosphere here tonight. Back we go to Jim Beglin and Peter Drury.
Thank you, Paul. Yeah, it really is bouncing, this place. It's a fabulous place to be this evening. Genuine sense of occasion, very special night. Only holds 17,000 plus. Jamie Carragher's played all over the world in the greatest stadium in the world, but he won't have felt as noisy a crowd this close to him very often. They're loving it. First half ended with Liverpool hitting the post. Same old from their point of view. No club in the English Premier League hit the woodwork more often last season than Liverpool did. In that regard, reluctantly, they're picking up where they left off. But Hearts had good chances too in a really thrilling first half. The start of the second half, by comparison, a little lame from Hearts' point of view. But you sense that the people of Edinburgh, certainly the maroon people of Edinburgh, Jim, knew that they had to turn this into a special night, and so they appear to be doing.
Well, I said it to Ned down at the touchline before the game, Peter. I just had a feeling as soon as they arrived tonight that they seemed to have a great desire, everybody here, just to fix it and make sure that didn't happen again. You know, the Spurs debacle last season. I think Hearts will just look to try and recreate the pace and the energy they had at the start of the first half again in this second, and Liverpool need a finisher, as simple as that. Barini, for me, should have scored and not hit the post. Liverpool, it's been a problem. It's blighted them for a while now, all last season. They need to start putting the ball in the net and taking chances.
Too early, of course, to get on Liverpool's back. Of course it is, but they have just had their worst opening day result for 75 years. They have got to play the champions at Anfield on Sunday. Wouldn't do them any harm to come away from here with a positive result, just for their own self-esteem.
But I would have thought as well that Brendan Rodgers would like to see this team, you know, weakened though it is, be more assertive in possession. You know, the Hearts gave them a lot of trouble in closing them down with their work rate in the first half, and I think he'd like to see a few more players step up and show a bit more composure and keep it for longer.
Against Charlie Adam, I think, near the halfway line. So Will to take the free kick at any rate. Webster's gone forward. So Lucas comfortably up by Kelly, and again by the skipper. Carragher clear. Tawil, Novikovas. Webster, Novikovas after it. Got there before Kelly. Set it back for Granger. Aimed in towards Sutton. Up in the air by Agger. Patterson with a crunching challenge. McGowan. It's a Hearts throw.
Well done, young Robinson, because a great challenge from him and then a block on the follow-up.
Robinson leant on Templeton, the referee, and I guess more pertinently his assistant on this side were happy that that was okay.
Well, I think the feeling is, yes, there's a little bit of contact and that he made a bit more of it. To be honest, I thought there was enough in that for a free kick for Hearts.
Prior to this, Hearts have qualified for Europe in 4 of the last 6 seasons, but they have failed on any of those occasions to make it into a group stage. The only group stage in which they've ever participated was in the 2004-05 UEFA Cup, in which they had a notable away win at Basel, but still lost out to Feyenoord and Schalke and Ferencvaros. They haven't played post-Christmas European football since 1989 in a famous quarter-final in which they beat Bayern Munich 1-0 here, only to lose the return 2-0 at the Olympic Stadium. Competition that year was won by Napoli, with Maradona in the side, as well the English clubs were still banned. Shelvey outnumbered, Kelly eventually helped him. Carragher.
Look at the work rate again from Templeton and getting across to Agger and squeezing it, and now Sutton on the follow-up on Reina. I mean, applause from John McGlynn as well on the touchline to see that energy in their play still, but it's going to catch up on 1 or 2 of them, Peter. If they keep going like that, they're not going to see the 90 out.
Shelvey. Barini's offside.
Lovely idea from John Joe Shelvey. Just dropped a bit deep on the turn. Great vision as well to spot the run, and he was maybe just marginally. In fact, no, as it's played, I think that's in line. It's unlucky. Good work by Barini on the shoulder.
Liverpool weren't involved in Europe at all last season, having lost to Braga, the eventual finalists in 2011's last 16. But even in these relatively thin times, Liverpool's European record remains very, very good, actually, by comparison with most. Since their last major prize, the Miracle of Istanbul, they've reached 1 more Champions League final. That was in 2005. Since then, they've reached 1 more Champions League final, 1 Champions League semi-final, a Champions League quarter-final, and the Europa League semi-final. Most clubs would take that in Europe over a 7-year period. Liverpool standards are very high. And here's Sterling trying to fill some very famous boots in European competition, and doing so admirably, and winning a corner.
Zaliukas felt it came back off the young Liverpool winger, but the referee has gone with the away side here. He just comes into the picture now. Difficult to call it.
And his take. Got something on it. Henderson. So well to let it run. Rodgers in what is now already his 4th management job. He hasn't always been a quick starter. He only won 2 of his first 8 games at Watford when he first started out, but then did turn round that initial season in senior management really well in Hertfordshire. He only won 2 of his first 11 at Reading, but unfortunately never got the chance to repair that season. That's the one that went wrong, but much better start, of course, at Swansea. Won 7 of his first 10. Although he did lose the first game there. McGowan. Balotelli. Agger. Nice touch from Robinson. Led by Webster.
Yeah, but some more encouraging signs for Liverpool this second half. You know, Shelby's managed to find a little bit of space, Adam in midfield, and if there's no pressure on them, then it's easier to make the pass and maybe get Barini in over the top, or get Sterling, perhaps Henderson in wider positions.
Barini for Sterling, and then Sterling exchanging with Henderson, and McDonald coming and reading that well.
Yeah, I think I just felt that maybe Sterling just went in on the goalkeeper when he didn't need to. The keeper was always favoured to get it. It's lovely football from Liverpool. You know, he almost got there, and he was just clipped, wasn't he, before he got to the keeper? That's his complaint.
Turn 18 till December, Raheem Sterling. First time he started for Liverpool. And, he looks a thrill a minute. It'll be very interesting to see whether there are Premier League games ahead for him in the immediate future.
I would have thought so, Peter. You know, well, maybe not quite Sunday as a starter, but certainly, yeah, I think so. What we've seen tonight.
In by Barr. Forward by Granger. Away by Agger. Good fall here for Patterson. It's Callum Patterson from what was in the end a prohibitive angle.
Yeah, I agree. It was extremely acute. But that all began because of the pressure from Sutton. Look at Sutton here. And Daniel Agger made it very difficult for him to clear. Liverpool can't follow it up. And the touch just takes him too wide, and Reina was never going to be beaten, even if he had kept it low enough and on target. But Sutton as well started all that with the pressure on Agger.
What a night for him, though, Patterson. 17-year-old Edinburgh lad, came through the Tynecastle Boys Club. And here he is, playing against a famous Liverpool at Tynecastle. Just as he would have dreamt it only a matter of months ago, really. Tawil. This one is headed. So Will has it back. Henderson receiving from Spearing and feeding Sterling, who's round the outside of McGowan, but was a little too quick even for himself there. Not half a yard ahead of himself.
Flag had gone up, and he'd been called offside.
McGowan. Sutton tumble. Nothing wrong with Agger's challenge. Adam. Good pure strike.
Well, he's looked to do that all game. You know, he managed to get one away in the first half, which the keeper, Jamie McDonald, saved. And this time, you know, he's had to take it on his right foot in the end. He has had to come inside one more, inside Darren Barr. Just a little tugged.
Part of the Rangers squad that went all the way to the final in this competition, and it's former guys back in 2008. He sat on the bench, actually, for the final against Zenit St. Petersburg, but he's played Champions League football for Rangers. In by Patterson, beyond Sutton, out as far as Novikovas. Spearing couldn't carry it clear. Templeton, Novikovas. Just wouldn't dig for him.
Well, Reina knows, because in the first half he had to be very smart to keep an out from Novikovas, and you're kind of worried as soon as he got it on his left foot here. You're thinking, oh well, we know he can hit them. Sometimes just a little while, a little uncontrolled.
On back well by Barr, through goes Patterson. Out comes Templeton, what a sweet turn. Knocked away by Spearing, taken back by Tawil. McGowan, Patterson. Free kick in favour of McGowan.
Well, I think they're claiming it's use of the arm. Thankfully, McGowan looks as if he's okay getting to his feet. Just watch here, Sterling. Yeah, Sterling has put the hand up, that's all it is. I'm not sure there's any intent in that.
From the line, and indeed, the evidence of our eyes is that Stuart Downing will be with us very shortly. The information we have is that Jack Robinson will be withdrawn. That's going to involve a bit of a rejig. Meantime, it's Templeton with the Hearts free kick. Beautifully coaxed in. And good enough to earn a corner, to the dismay of Liverpool, who I think believed that McGowan's touch was the last.
Oh, yeah, it certainly looked like the Hearts number 4's head. He got that one.
An hour gone for a proud Hearts manager in front of the Gorgie stand. Novikovas with it, Zaliukas attacking it. For Tawil. Tawil's try from a long way out. In again by Webster. Novikovas got in front of Kelly, but outside the penalty area, he was unlikely to do damage.
Association for Liverpool after 61 minutes, midfield number 49, Jack Robinson, replacing number 19, Stuart.
Here is the change. Jack Robinson is indeed going off. Teenager's done all right. And is replaced by Stuart Downing, who, interestingly, started Brendan Rodgers' first 3 games in charge. He's giving him a decent whirl.
Looks like he's going to head to left back, Stuart Downing. Yeah, straight swap.
It's an interesting one. Really, as you would expect of Downing, an advanced left back. Just confirmation from the bench, as we suspected. It's a change made out of choice. An injury to Jack Robinson. Guess there might be a case for pushing back Patterson, who's got forward a lot in recent times, with McGowan trying to get Liverpool on the front foot on that side of the field. But it's hard to have the throw now with McGowan. Tawil. And his first piece of defending successfully achieved.
Yeah, unless they just felt that maybe Jack Robinson was tiring a little and he just needed to freshen it up on that side. I mean, I think if you're in the Hearts setup at the moment, then you just want to get somebody running at Downing. You want to give him a test. Maybe get Templeton a little wider.
Proud night for the goalkeeper, Jamie McDonald, if he can keep a clean sheet here. Became dad for the first time yesterday to a new daughter. He was woken up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Here's Patterson. Barely old enough to be a dad. Novikovas.
He's taken up some good positions, Jay Spearing, to intercept.
nasty challenge on Barini by Webster, who's a good old chiselled centre-half of the old-fashioned type.
It's a bit of knee. It's just a coming together. I mean, there was a similar incident with Ridgewell at West Brom, when he seemed to kind of get a bang around the top of the backside area.
Has played, of course, famously or infamously, some football in England. Has Andy Webster, all that fuss about him joining Wigan a few years back, played 4 games for them in the Premier League, a little bit of football with Bristol City as well in the Championship. But Hearts became his home again. This is just where he belongs. He's a horse for this course. Adam. Downing. Aga. Downing. Shelby. Adams gone to ground. Granger penalised.
Yeah, he saw it coming, Charlie Adam.
Shelby. Take down a second time by McDonald, who has a glance over his shoulder at Barini, but makes no accusation.
Or was it John McGlynn, the manager, said yesterday, Peter, that if it's Liverpool 0 at the end of the night, he said, we're still right in it for the second leg.
What you do know of Liverpool, of course, is that they can make an entirely different selection if they choose for the second leg, and it is at Anfield. But 0-0 obviously gives Hearts the potential away goal advantage. Free kick for Novikovas, and up goes the volume again. And indeed, up go the individuals, more and more now on their feet, no longer able to sit. 17,500 in the ground, it feels like 70,000.
Well, they've had a lot to be upbeat about tonight, haven't they? There's great pride and passion around Tynecastle.
Jay Spearing gives way to little Joe Allen, for whom this is a European debut. Involved, of course, in the Olympics, so wasn't picked for either of the legs against Gomel in the previous round. Tawil. Quarter of the game to go for John McGlynn, for whom, in a sense, this started out as a special one-off occasion, but for whom they stay in it. The second leg will be very live, unless here's Sterling, and Adam's got a deflection, but a benign one from the goalkeeper's point of view.
Yeah, it might have even been 2. And by the time I got through to the goalkeeper, there's no danger whatsoever. Just talking before the game about Brendan Rodgers and the style of play and the 4 Ps he's talking about: the pressing, the possession, the patience and the penetration. I think it's been more patience than penetration, but should that change, it should be a very exciting time ahead for LFC.
Here's Sterling. Got away from Barr. Sterling hung one up. So Lucas away. Reached Downing. He and Shelby made a pig's ear of it. But Kelly can retrieve the situation. Tackle Novikovas. Kelly again. Kelly's hanging cross. Barini went in for it. Tawil lifts it out. I think he had more time, the Moroccan, than he thought. And now Henderson. Barini went to ground, but the referee saw no infringement.
Yeah, Barini's looking for the free kick from Webster, but I think it was just the coming together. It's the first time we've really seen Sterling have a chance to run again. Peter, it's been quieter second half. And he's just lost it again there, but I think Liverpool could do it, just trying to get him in behind a little bit more.
That's McGowan is now for Hearts. Away from Adam. Ryan McGowan. Rush of blood. Did very well, though. Novikovas. Corner.
Well, that's all down to McGowan again. You know, one of those swashbuckling runs again down the right-hand side, and it's wonderful commitment from him. You know, he really wanted to get there and made it happen.
Nothing complicated about what Hearts are doing. It is all Hearts. Real thrust about them. Fantastically spirited effort into the last 20 minutes now. Novikovas with the corner. Out by Shelby. Forward again by Tawil. Chased up by Barr. Templeton, beautiful turn. Clear by Carragher.
That's what I was talking about before, and I thought maybe he could just concentrate his efforts a little on the right side and see if Downey can cope with that from David Templeton.
Glynn still hasn't lost a match as manager of Hearts. He's drawn the last two at Hibs, and when really they should have won against Inverness last weekend. They had an opening day win against St Johnstone. Rangers ball in. Raiders comfortable take. Downing. It's a good ball in, but it's come back to Sterling. Henderson for Adam. Downing once more, deflected kindly for McDonald. Charlie Adams moving quite right at the moment. Don't know if he's taken a crack on the knee or something, but it's an uncomfortable run. Allen.
It looks okay again. I mean, there's no kind of gesturing to the bench, or there's no signal as if he's troubled. Just looking at Daniel Agger before as he brought the ball out. I mean, I think it's crucial for Brendan Rodgers to keep him at the club. You know, there's interest. There's been talk of Manchester City, isn't there? But just the way he can take the ball out of defence and the way he can distribute it, then that's the Rodgers way. And he's a player that Liverpool have got to hold on to.
Downing. Sterling. Quite so impactful in the second half. 90 minutes of a man's game is a long time for a 17-year-old. Here's McGowan. Taken off his toe by Downing.
Yeah, the problem for Sterling is that they know all about him now. You know, they've ganged up on him a little bit. They've got people around him.
Patterson. by Sutton. Couldn't pick out Novakovas. Oh, it's an odd header from Adam. Kelly dug him out of trouble.
Pass it at all costs. If you can, Pepe Reina's instruction is to just keep it.
Henderson, Adam, Shelvey, Adam, it's a bit thick.
Yeah, I mean, Barini was coming back the other way and trying to make sure he stayed on side as well, so that gave him no chance of making up the ground in the end.
Ambitiously towards Henderson, just couldn't welcome it in. It's going to make a change here. Interesting that one of their best moments have come from wide, and Andrew Driver is another winger, another sort who likes to take on a full-back, just try something a bit different, quite direct. Be a natural replacement perhaps for Templeton. Templeton's position hasn't been as touchline hugging as it often is tonight. There's Henderson, and now here's Kelly. Barini! On the shoulder of the defender, who I fear may be responsible for an own goal.
Yeah, it's Webster. I think it's Webster. It's come off him, but Barini's made it very difficult for the centre-back.
Barini shrugs off the personal congratulation, apparently to confirm that his wasn't the final touch. We can make sure of that now. I think Barini got some of it.
Well, Martin Kelly does extremely well because, you know, Hearts have just left too much room for him, and it certainly comes off the centre-back in the end. Whether Barini got the slightest touch or not, can't be sure. I'm not sure he did, the Italian. You know, I think it just comes off the defender. And it's a nightmare ball to try and defend when it's between goalkeeper and you're going back to your own goal. And maybe Hearts could have cut it out front post, but, you know, Webster, unfortunate.
Yeah, what a shame for such a grand servant of Hearts, who have made their change in the aftermath of that goal. Scored 12 minutes from time against his own team by Andy Webster.
I think Rogers should make a bid for him, Peter. Need a goal scorer. And Driver is on, taking the place of Templeton. And it's no real change to the setup. He's going to play in that central position as Templeton did just off John Sutton.
Incidentally, another Anglo-Scot. He was born in Oldham, Andrew Driver, and has represented both Scotland and England at various underage groups. He moved to Scotland as an 11-year-old.
For all their endeavour and all the work rate, the effort they've put in, Hearts. They're just a little bit of a loss in concentration, leave a bit of space and pay the ultimate price.
Sterling. Must be great incentive now for Liverpool to nab a second if they can and take the sting out of the return leg. Get it done, if that is possible, before the night is out.
Well, it's kind of, a bit like Dommel as well, away in Belarus, when they had to survive one or two tricky moments, Liverpool. And it was Stuart Downing scored a beauty that night, his left foot.
Perfect delivery from Kelly, wasn't it?
That was a really good ball. It was, that's what I'm saying, Peter. It's a nightmare ball for a defender in that position to try and defend, facing his own goal, not sure whether the guy beside him and Barini's going to get the touch or not. And in the end, Andy Webster just couldn't get out of the way.
Kelly's place in the first team for the Premier League game at the weekend will depend probably on the fitness of Jose Enrique. If Enrique's back, then presumably Glenn Johnson returns to right back and Martin Kelly may be squeezed out. But regardless of that, he's given the manager a nudge.
He's a strong boy, Kelly, and he'll always keep going for you. I think he did wonderfully well to make himself available on the right-hand side, use the space that was ahead of him and deliver as such.
Well, his team have done so well. But it's not over yet. 9 minutes to play for John McGlynn. His side blew a 2-goal lead on Saturday. He knows it's not over till it's over.
Well, look there as if he was summoning one or two more substitutes from behind the goal, warming up.
Had been a good week for Scottish football. That Celtic result terrific. Remember last year all the Scottish teams were out of Europe before the end of August. Can Hart salvage something here? Sutton jumping with Agger. If Liverpool carry this away, Jim, 8 minutes to go now. Vindication for Brendan Rodgers of the team he's picked. Been a useful exercise for those on the fringe, and likelihood of progress in Europe as well.
It'll have been a good exercise all round, and if Liverpool do pull it off, Peter, yeah, one or two worrying moments in the first half when Hearts began so well, but it'll have been a professional job by Liverpool using their experience.
Sterling, Downing. Henderson. Kelly. Adam. Sterling. Trying something audacious. Didn't get the in-swing he needed.
Yeah, and really, for the first time in the night, since the goal, Liverpool seem to have an element of control on the game. The passing is much better now, and Hearts just not quite as tight. And the usual from Sterling doesn't quite come off that time.
Well, Novakovac is one of those who has glittered and glimmered from time to time, but what a night for young Dale Carrick, another teenager, 18-year-old striker who has played 1 minute of first-team football prior to this on the opening day of the season against St Johnstone. Patterson. side of Downing. It's true what you say, Jim. You've had the feeling, even actually before Liverpool scored, that Liverpool, regardless of excellent efforts from Hearts, Liverpool have had gears that Hearts just don't have.
Yeah, listen, we spoke about it at the start. You know, there might have been a more than expected amount of inexperience in the Liverpool lineup tonight, but there's some very, very good talent there. And I think exemplified most by Raheem Sterling. Yeah, he wasn't quite as effective or as strong in the second half, but he was excellent in the first half. And as Robbie said, and I agree with him, Liverpool's best performer in the first 45.
Nicely done by Allen. Taken up by Sterling. To run at McGowan one more time. Raheem Sterling got his shot away, but at full stretch and without power.
I think you could just see from the way he threw his head back that he was just a bit annoyed with himself, because he's done brilliantly to create the space and come inside, and then he just didn't get the contact he wanted.
Tired though he might be, he'll be aware that inside this last 5 minutes he's going to have a chance to run at tired defenders.
Well, I mean, I was always coached to send wingers inside, send them into the crowd, but I wouldn't like to be doing it with that fella on a stronger foot.
A taken turn from Henderson, and then Barini's offside. Well, the German official thinks he is. He doesn't.
That's close. I mean, he got a couple wrong earlier in the half. The assistant, and that time he might be just about right. Was he just poking out? Borderline again.
Flung forward by Webster. Out by Kelly, throw in for Hearts, a little more than 3 minutes to go.
Substitution for Hearts after 86 minutes.
Aaron Barr's night is over. Heartfelt plaudits from his manager, and his replacement is 20-year-old Scott Robinson. Made his European debut in the second leg at White Hart Lane last year. Webster. Robinson. McGowan. Could still break for Driver.
Didn't get the connection, Driver. I mean, it's broken very kindly for him in the end. And again, McGowan, you know, busting a gut to try and get there. I mean, he's very fortunate to see it break his way. And he's just tried to hit it on the turn and just didn't get anything like what he would have wanted on it.
Well, that was the moment. Well, that might have been the moment.
And you know, Peter, I think he had probably another second maybe to just compose himself and keep balanced and get a better strike on it.
Of the season of Walker Gold, man of the match, Hearts number 7, David Templeton. This is a recent announcement for those of you
all over the PA. They're announcing various sponsors. Men of the match, David Templeton's got one of the awards, Ryan McGowan another. I wouldn't argue with either of those. But the hard truth is, from Hearts' point of view, that both of those at the moment are on the losing side.
You'll have to turn right 6 awards called the roads. So please follow police instructions. Thank you.
Webster. Tawil. Into the last minute. Still time for Hearts. Tawil. Granger. Tawil. Away by Agger, down again by McGowan. Tawil once more. Patterson climbing with Downing. It's fallen for Patterson! And Rayner made a very good plunging save.
Oh, what a strike. And he was stronger than Stuart Downing in the air. I mean, Stuart Downing went flying in the end from the challenge from Patterson. But what a follow-up.
Well, there was no stoppage time in the first half. There have been substitutions in the second, so they'll add on a little bit. McGowan, out by Kelly. The first time, actually, in the second half that Callum Patterson has threatened a Liverpool goal.
I mean, he couldn't have met it any better. It's a really top save from Pepe Reina. Not had a huge amount to do, the Spaniard, but just watch it. This is not Downing flying, and oh, that's flying in the far corner.
Might have been edge of the seat night for Hearts fans, and it's been said a million times down the years, sign of a fine goalkeeper, that when the moment comes, he is ready to react. Home fans not particularly happy with the way Liverpool restarted there.
Yeah, exactly.
After treatment for Kelly. 3 minutes of stoppage time, of which the first passed during a stoppage, so it could be just about 3 minutes from now. In by Webster, too much. We see another of Liverpool's young hopefuls, 18-year-old Adam Morgan, for what remains of the game. Fabio Barini hit the post at the end of the first half, when he really should have made life more comfortable for Liverpool than it has turned out to be. But Morgan, who scored a lot of goals last season for the under-18s and for the Liverpool reserves, who scored one against Toronto, I think, on the pre-season tour, has his chance to shine, albeit fleetingly now.
He'll do well to get a touch, never mind a goal.
Shelvey given away to Patterson. Last chance for Hearts, maybe. It's Callum Patterson. And Rayner was scampering again.
He was right to hit it. I mean, I know there was support for him, but I think with the clock so late now, I think he thought, look, I've just got to get the strike away, and you know, it's another good try from him. You know, not his cleanest. The earlier one that Rayner saved, diving across to his right, was far superior. Hearts have been good value, but maybe Liverpool in the end just a little cleverer.
Morgan got his touch, and now he's got in the way of the free kick, so one way or another he's got under opposition skin. This is bonus time now for Hearts. Webster flings it in. Away by Carragher. Well, what a really enjoyable night. Brendan Rodgers' young team was really examined, and he will shake hands with John McGlynn there, aware that next week's reunion at Anfield is not a given. Hearts did give so much tonight. Andy Webster so unfortunate to concede an own goal with 12 minutes to go of the 90. But he and all those who wear maroon should be extremely uplifted by their efforts here, because they contributed plenty to a rattling good watch in Edinburgh. Liverpool just had a little bit more. Nobody can deny that they are probably worth their first leg lead, but it is a slender lead. At the end of the first leg at Tynecastle, it is Hearts 0, Liverpool 1.
Get up! I want your best price on the match. Seduce me. Serenade me. Make me purr like a Persian. Butter me up. Go on. Butter me. Butter.
Morris,
butter.
Just go on to Bet Victor. Get the best prices most often on the Premier League last season.
Nice. I'll have a monkey on the seagulls and a pony on that donkey to score for the Canaries. Meeting adjourned.
Bye.
Oh, don't go big.
For our best football odds, talk to Victor.
It must be something psychological. It may be something very physical that makes me feel the way I do whenever I'm in touch with you. Just let me get my hands on you, and then I want somebody new. With me it's psychological.
Unleash the chaos. New links attract for him
And for her.
4 years. It's a long time. A lot can happen in 4 years, but no matter where life takes you, we'll be there. The all-new Renault 4 Plus package, 4 years warranty, roadside cover, servicing and finance package on any vehicle across our range.
One 4-star hotel, 2 identical rooms. So why does this one cost less with Hotwire hot rates? Because when hotels have unsold rooms, they use Hotwire to fill them. So you get them at incredible prices, backed by our low price guarantee. Like 4 stars in Paris. Our standard rate, $136. Hotwire hot rate, just £89. Same great room for less. Hotwire.com. 4-star hotels, 2-star prices.
HOTWIRE, Hotwire.com.
Now, pretty ladies around the world got a weird thing to show you, so tell all the boys and girls.
VO5 Extreme Style. Break the mold. And now reworking Made Easy with new VO5 Extreme Style sprays.
We're the Neighborhood Watch. We're part of a way of life. Get your hands in here, Evan. Boom!
Stiller. Vaughn.
Let's roll.
Hill.
Lock and load.
Iowade.
Hi.
Now.
The last thing we want to do is cause a disturbance.
Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. Evan could get 15 years to life for this. What?
The Watch.
Brand new tiling centres have arrived in B&Q, featuring over 500 new designs of tile to take away today. A stylish new range of tiles at everyday low prices. Just another way we're helping you say,
I did that.
You can do it too with B&Q.
As Hong Kong police officers, you will be expected to safeguard life and protect property. Use only reasonable force. And don't forget, most of the job is paperwork.
Undercover, the rules are different. Sleeping Dogs out now.
Scottish FA Cup winners against the English League Cup winners. Oh, and here is Barini! With pure strike. Barini! On the shoulder of the defender, may be responsible for an own goal. It's fallen for Patterson!
So a close-run thing here this evening at Tynecastle. Liverpool shade it. They've won this first leg in the Europa League playoff by 1-0 with a helping hand, it must be said, on a night when Hearts did Scottish football every credit. I think that's fair to say. But Robbie, Liverpool take the spoils tonight. Overall, how good were they?
Well, I mean, it took them a while to get into the game, but I mean, I think we said before the game and at half-time, I mean, the more the game went, I think Liverpool maybe a little bit too strong, a little bit too powerful, a little bit more class in the end, and I think that's what's seen them improve. You know, the longer the game went on, I think the better Liverpool looked.
It was edgy though for a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, but you'd expect that. You know, you come up to Scotland against Hearts, you know, obviously the English-Scottish thing. Hearts are always going to play well and work hard and try and close Liverpool down, and that's certainly what they did. But you know, you've got to give Liverpool credit, I think, that you know, you come over here, you try and keep the crowd quiet, kept it 0-0 for a long time, and then go away and I mean, obviously got the own goal, but I mean, what a great ball in the box it was as well.
Just from Hearts' point of view, Alex, we talked a lot tonight about giving the game in Scotland a shot in the arm, given Rangers problems, obviously, at the moment. Do you feel they've done that tonight?
Yeah, absolutely. I thought they were excellent. Tactically, they were tremendous. They matched up against Liverpool. Never had the clear-cut chances that Liverpool had. You know, for instance, Barini's chance in the first half. But certainly Andy Driver, when he came on, had a wee chance near the end. And it was all kind of longer range stuff. But I thought they were tremendous, Hearts.
Now then, ex-centre-back. I know that you've got this private little union going, all you fellows. How much do you feel for Webster turning it into his own net?
A defender's nightmare. The ball that came in from Kelly, absolute nightmare. When you get back towards your goal and it goes between yourself and the goalkeeper. I thought Barini should have got on the end of it, and I think that's what's flummoxed Big Andy as well. He tries to get out of the way of it at the very last second. You see, Hilota passed that as an absolute dream for a centre forward. Robbie thrived on there.
I think as a forward, you know, running and you know your fullback or your winger's going to put balls in like that, then there's a chance if you're running towards the goal, then obviously if the forward doesn't get it, then the defender's got half a chance of putting it in his own net as well, and obviously that goal proves that.
Great ball by Kelly and a fine all-round display, was it not?
I mean, I think he's a great player, to be honest. I know he's been playing fullback, but I think he's got a bit of everything. He's got a bit of you know, composure. You know, he's good on the ball. You know, he talks as well. So I don't know. I think he's. I mean, he's a fullback now. He's got a good engine, but I think in the long run, I think we might see him as a centre half.
Is the encouragement for the second leg? It is only one, an away goal. Who knows? And Hearts did get at Liverpool a few times, and even in the second half, even after going behind, actually.
Yeah, it'll be hard for Hearts now going down to Anfield after losing tonight very narrowly. Put in a great shift, but they've kept it alive, as you said, and it's not the drubbing that they received last year from Spurs.
Alec, we'll just hold on to that thought for a moment or two, if we may, because Jamie Carragher's waiting to speak to Ned Bolting.
Here's indeed, Paul. Well done, Jamie. Good win, important win. At times, quite a stern test you got tonight, though, as a squad of players.
Yeah, it was. It was a very difficult game, and you know, sometimes these games are more difficult than when you play your big names, if so-called big names, if you like, no disrespect, but we knew they'd come out flying. It's a very tight pitch, wasn't much space on there for us to try and pass the ball, and that's what we tried to do. And at times early on we got caught with it because of their great pressure, if you like. But I mean, the atmosphere was fantastic, and great credit to Hearts. I think they've come to the game really well, but we're pleased to come away with the results.
Sure, Liverpool fans watching south of the border on their televisions will have enjoyed seeing Raheem Sterling and his contribution tonight. I mean, that's exactly what fans want to see at the start of a season, as a young player breaking through like that.
Yeah, I mean, this club's got a great tradition of bringing young players through, and we brought another one in there. Adam Morgan come through the academy, and Raheem's got a few starts now this season. And I think the way the manager wants to play is with wide men, so it really suits him down to the ground. So he's come in, he's done really well, and I think he's only 17, 18, I'm not sure, but I mean, it looks like he's got a big future at the club.
And in terms of the way Brendan Rodgers wants to get you playing, I mean, we did see it in part today, and it's going to be step by step, isn't it? And the fans have to understand that it's going to be a slow process until it's completely there.
Well, it doesn't have to be a slow process. I mean, the pre-season's gone really well. Obviously, we got a bit of a bump at West Brom. It was, you don't want that result, and it was nice to come here. It was a difficult game. We've got the result now, and now we look forward to Man City. It's a massive game, and but as I said, I mean, a new manager coming in, finding his feet, if you like, we're all getting used to each other. But what Liverpool doesn't have to be slow. We want it as quick as possible.
Thanks, Jamie. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cheers.
Looking brand new, as they say, and he had a busy night back there, didn't he? We were talking about the Hearts' chances and the moments of alarm, at the very least of it, for Liverpool.
Yeah, I thought so. At the end, Hearts had a couple of wee chances, and here we go, flashed well flashed past the post, but maybe if he'd have hooked it back in, it might have been more dangerous. That's a great turn by Novikovas, and he cracked a couple tonight, but again it was long distance stuff from Hearts. And Reina, you would expect to be in the end of some of the longer shots, but here's the best chance for Hearts tonight. Driver just got his foot, I think, stuck in the turf.
And here's another thing, everybody tells us there are no good young players in Scotland anymore.
Yeah, well, I thought the Hearts showed a lot of quality tonight. Young Templeton in the first half, tired a little bit second half, but you know, the 3 or 4 of the young Hearts players, this is a fantastic chance for them because they've lost a lot of players in the summer.
All right, more from Alec and from Robbie before we close. Next we'll hear from Brendan Rodgers. He has won when he needed to tonight. All the greats of yesteryear recalled in a 4-part special coming to ITV this autumn, and I have to say that Alec and I probably remember more of those first time round than Robbie Fowler does.
I actually remember a bit of them.
The good thing was he was laughing, and it's I hear it's unmissable entertainment. Brendan Rodgers and Liverpool have entertained us tonight. Here he is.
Well, Brendan, your assessment, a terrific result. Satisfactory at times, frustrating at others. What was your assessment overall?
Yeah, no, I think first and foremost it was a win, which is very important in European games and in any games, but certainly coming to a place like this here where the crowd are right up for it. And as I said, I thought the players were excellent. I thought we had a problem first half. We were positioning. We're positioning in the field. In order to keep good possession, you need to have good positions, and even though we arrived in good areas, it was something we spoke about at half time. But then second half, I thought our management of the game was much better, kept possession better, and obviously we stayed patient, and obviously the game, or the goal, sorry, came from a very good move. So yeah, it was a good win, difficult match for us. Crowd were fantastic here. Our supporters were brilliant as well, and like I said, it was a real good game.
Were you pleased with what you saw of Raheem Sterling? Because I'm sure fans at home will have enjoyed what they saw.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, he's 17 years of age. You've seen him in the first half. Tactically, he's improving all the time. His pressing's good. Like I say, he's starting to read the game and show good football intelligence. And obviously, when he then has the ball, he's really exciting. Very good in the 1v1. And he had a good test tonight. The right back done well, but I thought young Raheem showed some great moments. And like I say, he arrived in some good areas and was a real threat for us.
Would he have played himself into your consideration maybe for the weekend, or certainly for the Premier League campaign as it unfolds, or was he already part of your consideration for that?
Well, he's a part of the group. He's training with us every day, and the idea is to get him experience.
All right, well done. Thanks very much, Brendan.
Pleasure. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I suppose we can say that gives him a nice problem or two.
Yeah, the young fella did well on the night, and you know, equally McGowan gave as good as he got, but it was a very good display from a young player. He reminds me actually of Nathan Redmond at Birmingham City in his style. You know, Nathan's maybe a little bit more experienced, but this kid's certainly got something.
And your last word on the night overall, Alec?
Yeah, I thought Hearts did well. I thought tactically excellent. Liverpool, as Brendan rightly said there, they managed the ball a lot better in the second half, and when they scored, you could see the pressure coming right off Liverpool, and they just strolled it after that.
And Robbie, from Liverpool's point of view?
I think it's a fantastic night. You come here, it's always going to be a tough game. We knew that. Keep a clean sheet and take them back to Anfield with a 1-0 win. So it's looking good so far.
And in terms of the season ahead, what would you like to say to Liverpool supporters watching with us?
Oh, I think everyone's. You know the game to understand it's not going to be easy this year. You know, the squad's not as good as what a lot of the teams are in the Premier League, but you know, the players that Brendan's brought in and the players that he's got, they're all very good players. So. I mean, it'll be tough for them to get in the top 4. You know, I think the top 3: Chelsea, Manchester United, and Man City. But you know, the other teams, are in with a shout, and I think Liverpool have got a good chance of getting into that top 4.
All right, Robbie, we really enjoyed your company on ITV4 tonight. Our thanks to you, and of course, Alec McLeish. Great to see you both. Yeah.
Cheers,
see you for the next one. Thank you very much indeed. Now, there's some big clubs in this Europa League at this stage this season. Let's run down some of the results for you. Newcastle 1-1 away from home in Greece tonight. Marseille have taken a first leg advantage away to FC Sheriff. Inter winners at Vaslui as well. Didn't go so well for 10-man Motherwell. They were beaten at home by Levante. They've got an awful lot of work on, one would think, from there. And a big win for Athletic Bilbao, 6-0 against HJK Helsinki. Lazio also looking in a good place to reach the group stages. There's going to be some real glamour names in it this season, and PSV Eindhoven surely as good as through already. More great football coming on ITV over the next week or so. Next live Champions League playoff, second leg, Udinese against Braga. That's next Tuesday evening, 7:30, ITV4. On Thursday next week, it is Newcastle in the second leg of their Europa League playoff, as we said, 1-1 tonight. Again, ITV4 for that one. And tomorrow week, Friday, the 31st of August, ITV1 for the Super Cup from Monaco, Chelsea against Atletico Madrid. Our thanks for your company this evening. It was a great night, Hearts have done well, and Liverpool have got the win.
Both clubs under new management. And here is Barini! Barini! On the shoulder of the defender. No goal. It's fallen for Patterson! A rattling good watch in Edinburgh.